want to testify to give the honor, the glory, and the praise to the Lord. Brothers and sisters, I testify that the Lord told me that a difficult situation would come to my life. And 2.5 years ago, the Lord called my biological father to his presence. And that, brothers and sisters, was of great sadness and great tribulation. As a result of that, I had many difficult situations. The enemy put in me a spirit of suicide, brothers and sisters. And I had not shared it with anyone because that situation tormented me and made me sad in a great way. But the Lord knew. The Lord spoke to me in prophecy and told me, and I know what is in the midst of you. I know even of that spirit, but I will be the one to remove it. I will allow you to be close to my beloved daughter, and you will see how I will be performing deliverance. I will give you peace and joy because you're with me. Brothers and sisters, I testify that the Lord in His mercy, in the midst of that difficulty, gave me a wonderful family that I could live with them for a while. The Lord allowed me to travel, to be able to be close to Sister Maria Luisa. And through her prayer, the Lord freed me from that spirit, brothers and sisters. I used to have nightmares every night. Since that day, I have not had nightmares again. The Lord protected my dreams. Then, brothers and sisters, the Lord allowed me to receive a scholarship at my university, where I study for the glory and honor of the Lord. I also testify that during the quarantine, I was unemployed. A very difficult situation. My heart was saddened in a great way, but the Lord spoke that He would allow me to have a great employment opportunity. And when the quarantine began with the restrictions on everything, the Lord gave me that very important job. And I feel very happy, very rejoiced, because I even longed in my heart to move to a different place. But for me, it was impossible, brothers and sisters, and our Lord even allowed me to move to a different place in these complicated days, in these hard days. And I feel very happy because the Lord showed me that house in dreams. And the Lord has given me peace. Brothers and sisters, I did not feel peace. And the Lord has given me gladness, joy, tranquility. I live alone now, but I feel accompanied. I feel that the Lord is with me. I am too overjoyed, trusting in our King, and I testify everything to magnify and glorify our Lord.
For the honor and glory of the Lord, I want to testify that because it was God's will, I was able to study abroad in the city of Ensenada, Baja California, in Mexico. Toward the end of March, Colombian airports were closed because of the current pandemic. However, I didn't worry at that time because my return flight was scheduled for the 13th of June. At that time, I didn't understand the magnitude of the circumstances because the possibility of being affected by COVID was given in short notice. However, after some time, the government decided to keep the airport shut down until the 1st of September, which meant that my return flight would be canceled until further notice. This obviously caused me to worry, given that the money that I had for my studies in Mexico was enough to last me until my return flight, which was June 13. I prayed to the Lord and told Him that only He knows when my return flight was scheduled, and therefore for Him to give me the wisdom to manage what money I had left. On Monday, June 8th, the day which the Lord had given me, I called the consulate that I had previously spoken with and that had placed me on the wait list, but also had let me know that I needed to be patient because there were more than 3,000 requests to return to Colombia. By God's hand, at around 2 p.m., the consulate called me and informed me that they would do what was possible for me to be able to board the humanitarian flight, but that I needed to pay for it, which would be about $350. That night, I prayed to the Lord and told Him that I didn't have enough money to return to Colombia. And then on Wednesday, June 10th, I received another call from the consulate letting me know that someone had donated some tickets for the humanitarian flight and that I was one of the beneficiaries. I want to testify all of this to magnify the name of the Lord.
Brothers and sisters, I testify that I have been in the church approximately 6 years. I came to the church at a very young age because of my father. In the Bible studies when I was younger, when I came, I wasn't able to concentrate. I didn't understand. Sometimes I became sleepy. When I became an adolescent, I allowed myself to be influenced by bad friends. I thought that everything was fine. I continued to go to church, but I was less and less constant. I went because my parents went, since they were worried about me, but I was stubborn and foolish, and I went to a lot of parties. I began to make a lot of mistakes, and I did some improper things. Within me, there was sadness and bitterness. Even though I was surrounded by many people, they were of the world. In that moment, I didn't understand why all of this was happening. I was suffering, and I was hiding it always. And the Lord, in His great mercy, months after, He spoke to me in prophecy, and He would make great promises, but He also ordered me to read the Bible. And along with that order, the Lord began to act and place that feeling in my heart to read it. Then after, in a prophecy, He told me that I would be in a spiritual feast with His beloved servant, and I would be receiving a great blessing, a spiritual blessing. And as the month of November came near, the church started announcing that the new church in Colina, Bogota, Colombia would be opening, and I was very happy with these news. That day in the spiritual feast, I saw how the Lord delivered me greatly. My heart was jumping with joy because I felt the presence of the Lord within me. It was an unforgettable day, and I saw the great support that the Lord gives His spiritual leader, and I saw how the Lord continued to transform me even more. I began to seek more of God, and I was astounded by the spiritual thirst I had in me. I saw how the Lord continued to transform me with His word. At the beginning of last year, He told me that I would be in another spiritual feast that would be of great happiness to me. And it was so. In May, the Lord allowed me to be water baptized. It was of great joy to me. And I have seen constant changes in me that the Lord had been announcing previously. He also took away friends that were not right for me. He told me that the only and best friend was Him. He has set me apart from many things because of His love. Although I must admit that I was very capricious with certain situations, and the Lord, with His great patience and love, taught me. And I ended up obeying Him, seeing that there were blindfolds that did not allow me to see clearly. I can say that I'm a new person. I'm completely spiritually transformed. I'm happy, joyous, trusting in the Lord. Each day, loving the Lord more and respecting my parents. The Lord allowed me to understand more those around me and to be more loving to them. In my family, the Lord has blessed us. There's peace, happiness, and joy. He had taken those tendencies of the world from me. He has taught me to be more responsible. He changed my vocabulary, my likings, the perspective I had of the world. My definition of fun today is completely different than it was before. Now I rejoice in services of worship where the Lord has delivered me greatly, and I see that great support that the Lord had promised in them. I share with you, brothers and sisters, at the beginning of this year in Colombia, people were not able to work, including my parents, because of COVID-19. And the Lord told me that nothing would lack. All we had to do was pray and He would be acting. And it was so. When I started to see that things were lacking at home, the groceries were becoming scarce, the Lord started to put helpers in our way, and they began to help even with the rent until my parents went back to their normal jobs. He has not lacked anything in our home. The Lord has provided everything. I see how the Lord is manifested in us, and this time has been of great advantage to me and my loved ones, and all of this I testify to give honor and glory to the Lord.